In the human form of life, you must strive to know God. That is the consummation of human life. Not just to make a bank balance of a few $1 million. Human life is meant to know God. There was once a teacher who taught his students that this world we live in has gotten created by itself. It was made by nature. It doesn't have an intelligent creator. He then gave homework to the students to make a map of the world and bring it the next day. One of the students used to come to the Radha Krishna temple of Dallas and attend the Bal Mukund classes. So he thought of a way of opening the eyes of the teacher. He brought a paper, scribbled some lines and threw some colors. Next day, as they all came to the teacher's class, they were submitting their homeworks on the teacher's desk. He also slipped his sheet in. Now the teacher came to his desk. He started looking at the sheets one at a time and evaluating them. 6 on 10, 8 on 10, etc., etc. Until he came to that scrap of paper. Seeing that, he blew over in fury. What is this? Who has made this? The whole class was quiet. Again he repeated himself, who has made this? Tell me or I'll punish all of you. That boy who had made it got up. He said, sir, in my opinion, nobody has made it. What do you mean nobody has made it? It's right here sitting with all these colors and lines. Somebody must have definitely made it. No, sir, in my opinion, the paper flew by chance and fell onto your desk. The pencil flew and by chance some lines got scratched. The colors flew and they filled up on this sheet. That is how it got made. By nature, accidentally. The teacher said, what nonsense are you speaking? Somebody must have definitely made this. And in my opinion, you must be the boy who made it. How can it happen just by itself? The student said, sir, you are not willing to believe that a little map of the planet Earth can be made by itself. And you taught us yesterday that the actual thing, the whole of creation, not just a map, got made just by itself. Just as it is sheer common sense that this must have a creator, my common sense tells me that this entire universe must also have a creator. That is the Supreme Lord. That is why in the Brahma Sutra, the first sutra states, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. In the human form of life, you must strive to know God. That is the consummation of human life. Not just to make a bank balance of a few $1 million. Human life is meant to know God. So the first sutra Veda Vyas has written in the Vedanta Darshan is Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now strive to know God. And what does now mean? having attained the human form. And then the second sutra comes. Janmadyasyataha. People will ask, who is God? The Ved-Vyas answers it directly in the second sutra. God is He who has created this world. Now somebody may ask, is Ram God? Is Shyam God? Is Shiv God? Is Durga God? Who is God? So he says, God is He who has made this world. Very simple logic. But of course, that one God has got innumerable forms. So, we must worship God in any of His forms. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna has expressly stated, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. He says, Arjun, I will maintain the yogakshema. He will protect you. Do you realize when you drive the car? Just today we had the experience. Our car was cutting into this lane and the other car was cutting into this lane at the same time. And they were going to nicely bounce against each other. However, God is protecting us. He says, Yogakshemam vahamyaham. You surrender to me and I will maintain your yogakshema. So, he says, you need to engage in devotion to me alone. Again, he says in the Bhagavad Gita, Ananya chetaha satatam yomam smarati nityashaha tasyaham sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yoginaha. Arjun, I am sulabh. I am easily attained. Otherwise, he says, I am very difficult to reach. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvatah. He says, out of thousands of human beings, one strives to know me. Out of thousands who strive to know me, one truly knows me as I am. So he says in this verse that God realization is so difficult. And yet, in this verse, in the 8th chapter, 13th verse, he says, Tasyaham sulabha, I will easily be attained. How will you be easily attained? Arjun, if you do ananya bhakti. So what is this ananya bhakti? Twice we have heard in the Bhagavad Gita. Mam ekam sharanam vraja, third time. Surrender to me alone. Again he says, Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata. He uses the word eva. Eva means alone. This much Sanskrit everybody knows, right? Eva means only. Tam eva. Mai eva manadhatsva. Again he says, Mai eva. Arjun, attach your mind to me alone. And not only the Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavatam he says, Mamekameva sharanam atmanam sarvadehinam yahi sarvatma bhavena yayasyaya kuto bhaya. Now mamekam evam. He's repeated it 2 times. This is to the Uddhav, in the Uddhav Gita of the Bhagavatam. Uddhav, if you wish to rise beyond duality, If you wish to become fearless, if you wish to attain the supreme destination, then you will have to surrender to me alone. So this one word is so important. By not understanding the importance of this word, we have not been able to attain God so far. Alone. In past lifetimes also we engaged in bhakti. But the mind was divided between God and the world. We did a little bhakti of God and then we also attached the mind to the world. And God says, Mai eva manadhatsva. God says, look, I'm a perfectionist. Until you reach that point, you stay here. Once you are qualified, I will call you to my abode. So, we have to understand that if we are serious about attaining God, then we will have to do Ananya Bhakti. And what does Ananya Bhakti mean? Ananya Bhakti means na anya, ananya. Na ek, anek. Na uchit, anuchit. So na anya. The mind should be attached to nobody else. Only the Supreme Divinity. One may ask, why is this condition there? What is the problem? We love the world, we love God as well. What is the problem here? All the scriptures are saying it. The Ramayana says, Eka bharoso, eka bala, eka asa visvasa, eka ram ghana shama hita, chatak tulasi das. Ekam shastram Devaki putra gitam eko devo Devaki putra eva eko mantras tasya namani yani karmapyekam tasya devasya seva. So all the saints and all the scriptures have emphasized Ananya Bhakti. And what is the problem if we are not Ananya? There is the divine realm, God's names, forms, virtues, pastimes, abodes, devotees, the Guru. This is the pure realm. If we attach our mind anywhere here, the mind gets purified. And if we attach our mind anywhere in the world, this is the region of the three gunas. The mind will become impure. So you attach your mind a little to God, it gets cleansed. Then you attach it to the world, it becomes dirty. Then again attach it to God, it becomes cleansed. Then again attach it to the world, it becomes dirty. This is like going to go further. You take 4 steps forward and 3 steps back, then 2 steps forward and 4 steps back. In this process, we are not able to cleanse the mind. Chota himala kimalahi ke dhoe ghrita ki pav kovari viloe. The Ramayana says, if you take a cloth, and on one side you apply soap, and on the other side you keep on applying dirt, do you expect the cloth to be cleansed? Similarly, God says, you resolved that your goal is to attain the Supreme, then why do you keep loving the world? Why do you keep attaching the mind to the world? That means you are not serious. That means that you have not decided that I need to apply myself. or you have got the chalta hai attitude. But if you do decide that I wish to attain God, then we will have to think of how to implement this one word. God alone, the mind's attachment. Now, in the world, there are varieties. There is sattvic entities and personalities. There are rajasic entities and personalities. And there are tamasic entities and personalities. So wherever you attach the mind, that is what you will get. One father had 4 daughters. The first daughter he married to a very qualified young man. He was brilliant. He appeared in the civil services and got through into the IAS and became a senior officer. He is now called Sahib. And the daughter who got married to him became Mem Sahib. The second daughter got married to a young man who was a bit of a loafer, not too brilliant, and he kind of scraped through and became a clerk. So he became a Babu. The clerk in India is called Babu. The daughter who was married to him is now called Babuain. The third one got married to a saint. That saint became a guru. And the daughter who was married to him became Guru Ma. Now she is called Guru Ma. And the fourth unfortunate girl was married to a drunkard. This drunkard would drink as much as could float a ship. So naturally he became bankrupt at the fastest route. And he was now begging. He got the title of Bhikhari. And the girl who was married to him is now called Bhikharin, the wife of Bhikhari. She says, my dear father, what is this? We are all daughters of the one father, and one of my sisters is called Guru Ma, and the other is called Mem Sahib, the third is called Babuain, and I am called Bhikharin. The father says, wherever you got married, that was the title you received, and that was the property you received. Like the girls is our mind, and like the husbands are the objects and personalities of the world. Tamasic, Rajasic, Sattvic, Gunatit. Mode of ignorance, mode of passion, mode of goodness, and divine. So, what are the tamasic objects? Alcohol, tambaku, pan masala, etc. This is all tamasic. And bhoot pret. So many people, they worship the ghosts and spirits. When I was in standard 5, 6, 7, I was going to a convent school. So this worship of ghosts and spirits is more common. They would do planchette, the students. They call a spirit and get answers. And you ask the spirit, who are you? The spirit says, I am Hanuman. It sometimes says, I am Mahatma Gandhi. So Kripaluji Maharaj made fun of that. Later on, when I came to Kripaluji Maharaj, he was saying that he was staying in somebody's house, and this guy used to do planchette, and he would call the ghosts and spirits. Now, the spirit, you ask, who are you? So, the spirit used to lie. This devotee said, Maharaji, Hanuman comes. Maharaji said, impossible. So, he said, I'm telling you, he says Hanuman comes. Maharaji said, you do it in front of me. So Maharaji also sat by the side. Now again, he had his system of calling. The spirit came. So this guy asked, "Who are you?" The spirit answered, "I am Hanuman." So Maharajji said, "Look, Hanuman is Jnaninam Agraganyam. He is the biggest of the Jnanis." So Maharajji asked him a question on Sanskrit grammar. Now the spirit says, "Next time don't keep this guy next to you when you call me." Maharajji says, "Look, they are materially conditioned souls in the material realm. So that tendency to lie is there. They are just saying they are Hanuman. Why should Hanuman come in that planchet?" But there are people who worship ghosts and spirits. It's very common. In some of the other dharmas, it's very, very common. Even in India, in so many places, it's common. So this is tamasic. Bhutani yanti bhutejya, Sri Krishna says. Yanti deva vrata devan, pitrin yanti pitrivrata, bhutani yanti bhutejya, yanti madhyajino pimam. He says, Arjun, whomever you worship, that is what you will attain. Yanti deva vrata devan. You worship the celestial gods for material rewards. Okay, now I have to do 16 Fridays to worship Santoshima and I will get this. So you worship the celestial gods and you will go to their abodes. And when the punya is depleted, you will come back. You worship human beings, you will come back in the material realm. And you worship the ghosts and spirits, you will go to the nether regions. Yanti madhyajino pimam. If you attach your mind to me, Arjun, then you shall come to my divine abode.
Daily Sadhana is a unique coaching platform envisioned by Swami Mukundananda for people of all backgrounds to make systematic spiritual progress at your own pace and in the comfort of your own home. Most of us find it difficult to learn or practice spirituality on a daily basis in a systematic way, and hence, despite the best of intentions, we don't make steady, long-term spiritual progress. In Daily Sadhana, Swami Mukundananda will be your personal spiritual coach and will help you learn and practice spirituality every day in a structured and engaging manner. Daily Sadhana offers beautifully designed online courses where the timeless Vedic philosophy is systematically organized into daily lessons. Each daily lesson contains an exclusive video lecture, review slides to revise the key takeaways, special meditation sessions, and quizzes and exercises, along with many bonus features such as interactive discussion forums and much more. Visit mydailysadhana.org to learn more and start your spiritual practice today.